Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday. TGIF. How you doing, baby?
Fantastic. How are you?
Good. It's Friday. How can you be anything but fantastic? Coming up later in the program, we've got a guest, and we are going to be speaking to... Oh, I got it over here. Oh, reaching way over. Oh, boy. That was a long way, Heidi. R.J. Anderson. We're going to talk about... Oh, he's a six-time off-road champ. Today is National Donut Day. We're going to be talking to a...
that's right.
Because I remember I was trying to figure out who I could talk to for Donut Day. So he's an off-road racer. He does
blow Donut Day.
Yeah, he does donuts in the dirt. So that's a whole different kind of donut. But going to chat with him. It's going to be fun. I got a quote from Anonymous. Anonymous says, "The only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday." Wow, Anonymous is so smart. Anonymous always has great things to say. Coming up, we're going to be chatting with off-road champ. They're a six-time off-road champ, R.J. Anderson, for National Donut Day. That's coming up later in the program. A lot of fun stuff going on today. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Thought you'd never ask. It's Friday, June the 2nd. It's my sister Julie's birthday. So remind me to call and wish her happy birthday.
Hey, call your sister.
Oh,
Wish her
thank
happy
you.
birthday.
Thank you. Terrible timing. Hug Your Cat Day today. Leave the Office Early Day. National Bubba Day. National Rotisserie Chicken Day. National Gun Violence Awareness Day. National Yell Fudge at the Cobras in North America Day. What?
Whatever.
Fudge. I don't know.
Stupid.
Horseradish Day. Mike the Headless Chicken Day. And last but not least, Donut Day. You don't want to blow Donut Day.
You don't want to blow Donut Day.
For those of you that don't know what that means, our favorite comedian, Brian Regan, talks about that. And if you go to YouTube, actually, if you go to our Facebook page, I'll throw a link there because we should.
We should.
You don't want to blow Donut Day. And we're going to speak with a guest later in the program about Donut Day.
So are you going to be celebrating Donut Day?
I am.
I'm going to be celebrating Leave the Office Early Day.
Oh, well, that's where I'll go to
and
get...
if you don't let me, then I will be celebrating Gun Violence Awareness Day.
Okay, see you later. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
I love watching TV shows and movies, but I hated seeing my monthly bill get higher and higher. All that money every month just to watch TV. Well, not anymore. We cut our cable. We were paying $185 a month for channels we didn't even watch. Now we pay for just the internet, and we save about $150 a month. And we still get to watch what we want, when we want, with no monthly fee. Learn how you can do this too at channelsurfertv.com. Watch the video there to learn how to watch movies and TV with no monthly fee. Do it today and save 50% at channelsurfertv.com.
John and Heidi.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. Are you a sound sleeper?
No.
I know you're not.
I used to be,
Yeah,
but
you're not.
since I had kids, I'm not.
Yeah, you even just a weird little noise from
I'm like, did you hear that?
2 floors away, she'll wake me up. You hear that? What are you talking about? No, I don't hear that. One time it was our basement flooding.
Yes, it
Remember
was.
that? What's that noise? I'm like, I don't know.
Fortunately, I heard that.
Let's find out tomorrow. Anyway, imagine being able to sleep through just about anything. That's what happened with Joanne and Malone Donovan of Derry, New Hampshire. Joanne is a very heavy sleeper. Malone is not. They were sleeping when a speeding car drove through a neighbor's yard, hit a knoll. You know what a knoll is?
I have no idea.
It's like a bump. You know,
Oh.
Remember the second shooter on the grassy knoll?
grassy knoll. Okay.
Yeah, a knoll is like just a big bump. It's a big mound
Why
of
would somebody
dirt.
have a knoll in their yard?
It was just probably a knoll. They had a little hill. Anyway, drove through the neighbor's yard, hit a knoll, vaulted into the air, crashed down onto their home. In fact, the car ended up landing in their bedroom, coming to rest about a foot from their bed. Malone woke up.
Of course.
He said, I smelled the exhaust fumes blowing directly on my face, felt sheetrock that was burying me up to my head. And then he looked and Joanne was still sleeping. He shook her to make sure she was okay. She finally woke up. She's like, what's going on? You apparently are a very sound sleeper.
That's fantastic. I wish
car
I could.
crashed.
I wish I could sleep like
The other
that.
day, somebody was in our neighborhood like squealing their
Oh,
tires.
just driving like a
And
maniac.
It's a usually pretty quiet neighborhood. Usually we're the ones that are loud in this neighborhood. It's like, wait a minute, we're the loud ones around here. You guys can't do that. Go stealing our title. Anyway, this is crazy, though. A car crashing through the house, landing at the foot of your bed, and still not waking up.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is insane. And you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your Brain on Drugs. Corey C. Tippett, 18 years young, called the police to report a theft of some personal property. And he says when you're the victim of burglary, first step is to report it to the police, right? Well, Corey did that. The next step is to identify your property. Corey did that as well. He called the police Monday evening to let them know that somebody broke in my window and they got cut on the glass and they crawled into the house. Most burglaries, the victim actually knows a perpetrator, and so was the case here. Corey said, I think I know who it was. I spoke to him on the phone earlier that night. He gave the name Richard Height, 23. Found Richard at his home, his mother's home in Provo, and he had a cut on his arm, and he had blood-soaked pants. They recovered 6 ounces of marijuana from his home as well. Turns out that's what he stole from Corey, his 6 ounces of marijuana.
Wow.
And the only thing that was missing then, of course, was the marijuana. So they said, hey, we've got something down here at the police station. Come check it out and see if this is yours. And it was. And then he got to sit in the jail next to the other guy because that's illegal. So there you go. Not a very smart idea. Kids, that's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. We head to Great Britain where a man just returned from vacation. Now he had to file a suit after his garbage collectors destroyed his luggage. Yeah.
His garbage.
Yeah, the garbage collectors thought that it was garbage. See, here's what happened.
Why would they have been sitting out with the
Well,
garbage?
because Phil is a knucklehead. He left his baggage on the pavement in front of his home because he was chatting with some friends and wasn't paying attention when the garbage truck pulled up and they saw the stuff sitting there and assumed that it was garbage.
Not their fault.
They threw it in the truck, and he turned to see his bags being crushed by the grinders inside the truck. Noobson said his bag contained clothing and a mobile phone and a GPS unit and digital cameras, over $3,000 worth of stuff that, some gifts that he bought for his family. So he's suing, saying, you guys owe me, and the garbage company's going, I don't think so.
No, and it's not like a garbage truck sneaks up on you.
No.
They're plenty
Beep,
loud.
beep, beep.
No.
What's all that noise?
Sorry, dude.
Yeah,
Be more
I
responsible with your stuff.
That's why we call this
Now, if he had it on his front doorstep and they ran up to the door of
Or
the house and took
reached
it off
in the
of
back
step,
seat of his car.
that's different. But
Yeah.
if he left it out by the
But,
garbage.
Heidi, that's why this is our moment of duh.
John and Heidi.
Would you like custom t-shirts for an event or sports team? We understand that usually the budget's not unlimited. We have full-color custom printed t-shirts for just $7 each. That's one of the best prices you'll find anywhere. No minimum orders, so you can print just one or print 1,000. The price is just $7 per shirt with a minimal setup fee per design. Make the memories of your next event last forever or help your team look amazing with a little help from CustomShirtInc.com. That's CustomShirtInc.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your scoop of the day. 44% of us will play hooky at least one day this summer to have some fun in the sun, according to a new survey. One time, 44% admit that they will do that. I wonder how many of us will admit doing it more than one time. Like I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling good again. Noticed it's really nice and think I can get a tea time. Brooklyn, New York, a 38-year-old man was arrested and his arsenal of guns seized after he was spotted in a city park taking target practice at a photo of his mother-in-law. Wow. I would never do that to my mother-in-law. She's a sweetheart.
So is mine.
Yeah,
I have a
we
wonder.
both.
We're both very, very fortunate.
You want to hear the funny thing? We were just with my mom this last weekend, and I was being silly. I said, because Heidi and I got married in Jamaica, and I said on our 20th anniversary, we're going back to Jamaica, and then right after we get there to celebrate our 20th, we're getting divorced. And we were just kidding and joking around, and my mother said, hey, she's the best thing that's ever happened to you.
Did I mention how incredibly smart your mother is?
She's very smart.
She's so smart.
She thinks the world of you. Hey, a combination of socks and sandals, long been a major footwear faux pas.
Yes.
1,500 adults were recently polled on what they felt was the most egregious of all fashion offenses. Sandals with socks ranked number 1.
And I bet number 2 is Crocs.
Well,
with
according-
or without socks.
Well, it says, according to the LA Times, sandals with socks is now trend embraced by celebrities and fashion industry insiders. So they're saying that it's actually, even though that was the number one faux pas, they're saying you better be careful because that's coming your way. It is slinking your way on a sidewalk near you.
Just because other people do it does not make it okay.
I know. Hey, the more skin you show, the more stupid you appear. So if you show a lot of skin, you don't look too smart, according to this study. Men and women who bear more flesh are regarded as less intelligent. You know, think about Einstein. You don't think of him wearing a Speedo. No. You just don't.
No,
or a
sure
tank
don't.
top. I mean, you just don't think of, smart people that way. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm saying the study says men and women who bear more flesh are regarded as less intelligent, according to
I actually would agree
the rest
with
of us.
that.
A study shows if we see somebody wearing revealing attire, we automatically assume they are less competent, whether it's a man or a woman. I always feel that way. If I've got too much skin showing because like my shirt's too small and my belly's hanging out, I just don't feel that smart. Okay, I haven't done that in a long time. Hey, sorry. A growing trend, breaking up with somebody online. That is nuts.
No, that's
survey,
not right.
Recent survey shows 33% of us have broken up with somebody over text or email or Facebook. I'm not one of those.
No,
that wouldn't be.
Only because that stuff wasn't available then.
Yeah,
I
but
probably would have.
I don't think you would have.
I think it's wrong, but I probably would have taken the chicken way out.
I just know you, and I think that you would want to get your point across. Pretty sure there'd be some violence involved. I'd have some scratches. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Honestly, I don't think I ever broke up. Oh, yeah. Yes, I actually did.
Did you?
I broke a boy's
What's his
heart.
first name?
Nathan.
Sorry, you dodged a bullet there, my friend. I'm married to her, so you... No, I love you dearly. According to British researchers, 70% of women require up to 20 minutes to decide whether or not to order dessert. Do you need 20 minutes to decide whether or not you're going to order dessert?
I pretty much know. I always know I'm going to be too full for dessert.
Yeah.
So
But there are times that I talk you into it. I'm like, that looks so good. Let's get it to share. We only need one spoon. I'm eating it all. But we're going to get it to share. Health officials in Hong Kong are warning that some Chinese dishes, such as fried rice and noodles, are loaded with fat and sodium that can cause heart attacks and high blood pressure. So they're saying that, that Chinese food isn't all healthy. Did we think that it was?
Especially not Americanized Chinese food.
And this may be my favorite story that we're going to end with, Heidi. Apple CEO Tim Cook says they are going to invest $1 billion in U.S. manufacturing to boost American jobs. So they're going to be creating a whole bunch of more American jobs, $1 billion worth. Sad
All
news
that money
is,
will probably go to Ryan Seacrest.
you stole my joke. And you knew it because I had to ask her ahead of time. I couldn't think of his name. And all those jobs are going to go to one guy. It's just the way it works. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
How long's it been since you've been on vacation?
Way too long.
Well, we're going to Punta Cana this November for a cool event called 80s in the Sand.
I'm so looking forward to just being able to relax during the day. All day, every day for 7 full days. And, as a bonus, get to hear some awesome music at night.
You can also meet some 80s icons like Anthony Michael Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and many more.
Get all the details at 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to get a $200 immediate refund per person.
That website again is 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to The John and Heidi Show. Today, June 2nd, is National Donut Day. Now, who would be a fun person to talk to on National Donut Day? Somebody that makes donuts? Well, that's what I was thinking too. And these donuts don't have any calories. We're going to talk with R.J. Anderson, a professional driver, and he's going to talk about making Victory Donuts. How you doing, sir?
Good. How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, glad to have you. And I know there's probably people out there going, why not glazed donuts? Why not, yummy donuts? But the donuts you do, these are kind of fun donuts, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. I'll be the first to say I'm not going to turn down a dozen variety pack of donuts. But the ones we're creating here are definitely a little bit unique.
Absolutely. Now, first of all, RJ, how long have you been doing off-road racing? Is this something you've done for quite a while?
Yeah, I started off with racing almost 10 years ago now. I'm 24 years old now, and I started right when I was 15 years old. So grew up a little bit in the dirt and going on 10 years now of racing, short course off-road racing in the dirt.
And when you watch the off-road racers and you guys are out there doing the donuts and driving in circles and having all kinds of fun, you guys make it look easy, but this is not something that people should try to do in their own car, is it?
No, it definitely do not try this at home. The competition level in short course off-road racing is is at an all-time high right now. So you hope you land yourself in victory donuts. Every once in a while we do the accidental donut on the course, but definitely not something to try at home.
And so some of those are not planned as well, are they?
Yeah. Unfortunately, the unplanned donut is sometimes makes the best one, but the goal is to plan donut at the end for itself.
Again, today is National Donut Day, and we're talking with R.J. Anderson. He is a champion off-road racer and a BF Goodrich Performance team member, and he knows all about these donuts. And like I said, we're not talking about the donuts you eat. We're talking about the ones you spin circles in your car. Now, you're a 6-time off-road racing champion. How does that feel to be a 6-time off-road racing champion at age 24?
Yeah, I definitely got into sport at a young age, and like my competition, I actually race some people that have kids my age, so it's funny going up against some of the greats of our sport, like Bob McCacker and these guys that have been doing it for their whole life. I started, I was born when they just started racing, so I definitely I'm a new breed of the sport. But yeah, I've had 6 off-road racing championships through different levels in my career, pro lights, pro shoes, now racing pro 4s, as well as a bunch of side-by-side stuff in the mix. So I've definitely learned at a young age that it takes the right equipment, the right sponsors, and surround yourself with the right people.
Absolutely. And some of your sponsors happen to be people in the tire business, BF Goodrich. That's a pretty darn good team to be on, isn't it?
Oh, that's when you think of the name BF Goodrich, it just screams performance right off the bat. I mean, in off-road racing, we deal with varying terrain. You know, it's not something where, like it's asphalt, where it stays the same terrain every time. I mean, it could be based on Mother Nature, or depending on what tracks we go to. We're constantly battling different terrain, and BF Goodrich has the right people and by far the best product to give us the results we need. And one of my first classes that I actually started racing was the Pro Life, and we run on our DOT consumer tires. It's the BF Goodrich KM2 and the BF Goodrich KO2 all-terrain tires. So we're racing on a street tire, putting it through the harshest environments, and what we do is also a full contact sport. So it's not only are we dealing with track conditions and battling that, but we're dealing with all the other trucks on the track running into us, and we got to have the strength to survive and make it through the race.
So, RJ, what would you say is the hardest part about off-road racing? It's a lot different than watching circle track racing. It's completely different. What would you say is the most difficult thing?
Yeah, I mean, at times off-road racing is organized chaos. So I would say the hardest part is the competition. I mean, knowing what the other 10 to 20 guys around you are going to do. You know, we're in a changing environment. We're in the dirt, like I mentioned. So the environment and the competition. I mean, you never know. And you got to always keep progressing with the sport and the changing of the times. So the competition right now in off-road racing is at an all-time high, like I mentioned before. And staying on top of that, and that's where align ourselves with brands like BF Goodrich and all my other sponsors have came into play, because you can't do it without the help from guys like that. So competition right now is insane, and I think that's part of the success is staying on top.
Very nice. Again, our guest today is racing champion, 6-time off-road racing champion, R.J. Anderson, kind of putting a unique spin on National Donut Day today. And so something that a lot of folks maybe are probably not going to be doing any off-road racing this summer, but as they're jumping in the car and going on their family vacation, what are some things they should keep in mind? Since you're with the BF Goodrich team, what should they be keeping in mind as far as keeping the proper amount of air in their tires to make sure that they're safe?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the first thing comes down to what kind of vehicle are you driving. No matter what vehicle you're driving, the first thing that touches the ground is your tires. So that's obviously key to not only safety, but getting the most performance out of your everyday vehicle. Because all 4 tires are touching the ground at all times. So whether you're sitting there parked or driving the road in a rainy day or going on an off-road adventure on the trail with your family. So yeah, it's definitely it depends. You know, if you're going out on the trails, if you're just taking your family to the mall every day, you know, looking up, going to bfgoodrichtires.com and looking up for, you know, they have sizing charts, everything to help you along the way. That's recommended air pressures. You can find all that on the website, but it's exploring with different types of tires. If you're going out in the trails, you want to look into an all-terrain, or if you're just putting some tires on your streets, you know what, depending on what kind of tire you want, but I think tires are probably the most important thing on your daily driver, because all 4 are touching the ground at all times.
Absolutely. Well, RJ, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us on National Donut Day.
Yeah, no problem, guys. I hope you enjoy the donuts as much as I do.
Absolutely. Now I'm going to go have some real donuts. So, well, thanks again, RJ. Good luck to you. I hope you do really well this year.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Again, National Off-Road Racing Champ RJ Anderson, again, kind of putting a unique spin on National Donut Day today. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Would you like custom t-shirts for an event or sports team? We understand that usually the budget's not unlimited. We have full-color custom printed t-shirts for just $7 each. That's one of the best prices you'll find anywhere. No minimum orders, so you can print just one or print 1,000. The price is just $7 per shirt with a minimal setup fee per design. Make the memories of your next event last forever or help your team look amazing with a little help from CustomShirtInc.com. That's CustomShirtInc.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The first commercial on the radio happened in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on a station called KDKA. Up until that point, I think it was in like 1920, there were no commercials. It was just, really important conversations like the one we're having now.
How'd they pay their bills?
I don't know. Probably didn't. That's why they said, we got to make some money around here. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The girl's name, Wendy, did not exist until Peter Pan. They made up that name, and now everybody's got it. I mean, like the burger chain has it. Our friend Wendy has it. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Oscar-nominated actor Samuel L. Jackson once worked as Bill Cosby's stand-in on the TV show The Cosby Show.
I'm not a fan of his. Are you?
Who, Bill Cosby?
No, Samuel L. Jackson.
I like them both. I think they're both funny.
Yeah?
Yeah. In the right role. I've seen him in some things where I'm like, yeah, he shouldn't have been the guy in that. But yeah, he's definitely in the right role. Very, very funny guy.
Isn't he the one who's always cussing and he's just vulgar and horrible?
Wait a minute. You're the one saying you don't like somebody vulgar? Have you been on your Facebook page lately? And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Academy Award ceremonies were postponed in 1968 for the funeral of Martin Luther King Jr. That's really cool.
Yeah.
A couple of fun facts for you there. Brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Movies and TV with no monthly fee. That's ChannelSurferTV.com.
John and Heidi.
If you promised yourself you'd lose weight this summer before you went to the beach, that's still within reach. Get some help from a cool pink drink. Try it free with an email to pinkdrinkfree@gmail.com. This pink drink tastes great and can help you lose weight. 8 out of 10 Americans are overweight. Are you one of them? People around the country are experiencing amazing results with this pink drink, and you can try it before you buy it with an email to pinkdrinkfree@gmail.com. That's pinkdrinkfree@gmail.com.
John and Heidi.
When I was a kid, I would hear stories from mom and dad and grandma and grandpa about how awful it was when they were kids. Oh, walk 10 miles to school, uphill both ways. Did you have that kind of stuff?
Not really.
Your parents
I've
didn't
heard
talk.
people do it, but not my
well,
family, really.
Washington Post did a little report, and they asked their readers to tell us how hard you had it or how hard your parents had it. So here's a contest, and here were the best ones according to them. In my day, we didn't have dogs or cats. All I had was Silver Beauty, my beloved paperclip. In my day, we didn't get disembodied, slightly ticked off voices saying door closing. We got the train, the doors closed, and your hand was sticking out, scraping along the tunnel all the way. So apparently,
the
door
recording.
closing.
Yeah.
In my day, we didn't have Regis Philbin. Oh, wait. Yes, we did. In my day, we couldn't afford shoes, so we went barefoot. In the winter, we had to wrap our feet with barbed wire for traction. In my day, we didn't have MTV or inline skates or any of that stuff. No, it was 45s and regular old metal wheeled roller skates. And the 45s always skipped, so to get them to play right, you'd weigh the needle down with something like quarters, which we never had because our allowance was too small, so we'd use our skate keys instead and end up forgetting they were taped to the record player arm, so then you couldn't adjust your skates, which really didn't matter because those crummy metal wheels would kill you if you'd hit a pebble anyway. So in those days, the roads had real pebbles and not like today. So that's kind of a long one.
Wow, that is a long one.
Yeah. And our final, whatever this was, it was funny a few minutes ago, and then I think I killed it. In my day, we didn't have no rocks. We had to go down to the creek and wash our clothes by beating them with our heads.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, that was from the Washington Post. So if you liked it, we give them credit. If you didn't, we blame them.
John and Heidi.
I love watching TV shows and movies, but I hated seeing my monthly bill get higher and higher. All that money every month just to watch TV. Well, not anymore. We cut our cable. We were paying $185 a month for channels we didn't even watch. Now we pay for just the internet, and we save about $150 a month. And we still get to watch what we want, when we want, with no monthly fee. Learn how you can do this too at channelsurfertv.com. Watch the video there to learn how to watch movies and TV with no monthly fee. Do it today and save 50% at channelsurfertv.com.
John and Heidi.
All right, we've talked about this before, but do violent video games cause people to become violent? Seems hard to believe, but researchers now say they feel that people who play online violent games feel more relaxed afterwards. Develop magazine surveyed 292 World of Warcraft players between the ages of 12 and 83. And they wait a minute. There's an 83-year-old that's playing World of Warcraft? I'm half your age, and I don't even know how to play that stuff. Okay. Way cooler, Grandpa. They found they were more likely to feel calm or tired after playing the game. However, the results pretty much depend on a personality type. If you were a high-strung person before playing, you're still going to be kind of amped up afterwards. However, they did say the study disproved the theory that violent video games make peaceful people violent. So they're saying that now they were violent before they started playing the game.
Right, but don't you think that people who have a tendency to be violent are the ones that gravitate towards those violent games?
I don't know. I didn't do the study, so I guess we can check.
See, there you go. The study was done improperly. This is why we should be doing
We should be doing studies. Coming up, we're going to be doing a different study. Now we're going to just be talking about art. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
Art is so subjective. I mean, what one person calls art, another person just calls a pile of junk.
Right.
But listen to what Elizabeth Wright, a British sculptor, she commissioned 4 mechanics to dismantle a van, take the pieces into a living room, and then reassemble it, and they called that art. 35-year-old Wright says, all my work is to do with the everyday. I'm using everyday objects, somehow through repositioning or remaking them. I explore their meaning and how we classify objects, end quote. No, what you do was take something somebody else already made, and you just put it in a living room, and you say, ta-da.
She takes somebody else's art and moves it.
I just moved it.
And says, this is my art now.
Now that's my art.
Yeah.
You parked your art in my living room. Can you park it somewhere else? Why would you want to put a van in your living room? That doesn't make a ton of sense to me.
Oh, this lady's a loony.
A little bit. She's in England. She's a British sculptor, Elizabeth Wright, and she calls that art. And if that's the case, I need to get in on some art.
John and Heidi.
How long's it been since you've been on vacation?
Way too long.
Well, we're going to Punta Cana this November for a cool event called 80s in the Sand.
I'm so looking forward to just being able to relax during the day. All day, every day for 7 full days. And, as a bonus, get to hear some awesome music at night.
You can also meet some 80s icons like Anthony Michael Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and many more.
Get all the details at 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to get a $200 immediate refund per person.
That website again is 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
For those of you who have a dog, chances are you've at least once or twice in your life looked at your dog and seen that he or she would cock their head and give you this funny little look. And that makes you think, hey, I think my dog knows exactly what I'm thinking. Well, you might be right. British researchers claim that dogs can understand things from a human perspective, and they can make their decisions accordingly. Reports from London's Daily Mail of research from the University of Portsmouth. Now, they say, Japanese researchers have discovered that cats understand humans as well, but not just by voice tone, but also by identifying certain words, including their own name and the owner's name, and various commands that you've used for teaching them things. And then they also eavesdropping. It says other eavesdropping techniques that you didn't even know you were doing. So they're listening while you're doing other things. So if you're saying, okay, we're going to go to the vet, and we need to go, they're hearing that, and they're like, I know where we're going. You know, I'm not going in there. Going to take the cat to get her neutered. Or would it be him neutered? How does that work? Spayed and neutered.
Spayed is the female dog.
Is that what it is? See, I just heard Bob Barker say it a bazillion times growing up. Does the new guy say that?
I have no idea.
Be sure to have your
watch it.
cat spayed and neutered. Drew Carey, isn't he the one?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, if you know, you'll have to let me know. I haven't watched the show. So but Bob Barker always said it when I was a kid. So I guess I knew that part. But it's kind of fascinating because I've had conversations with our dog where I think they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. They don't.
Cats understand. They just don't care.
Well, when I'm telling my dogs, I have a great conversation with them. We come up with this great plan, and I say, okay, now you go do all of that. And they just look at me like, I thought you were going to do it. So I think our dogs are lazy. That's what it is.
Is it?
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
They've never once gone out and mowed the lawn. We have this great plan. Okay, I'll start the mower, and you guys push it around the yard. Poodle mixed with a Chihuahua, maybe a little too small for that. We need bigger dogs. Hey, guess what? We've got some good news coming your way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news, and I think this counts. This is some good news. A woman has helped to change a homeless man's life in a matter of months. You know how?
How?
By setting up a Facebook page. After discovering why he stood on the same street corner every day for a full 3 years, Ginger Sprouse drove past 32-year-old Victor Hubbard every day, 4 times a day. And he was always on the corner, no matter what the weather was like. The corner was the last place Victor Hubbard saw his mother. And he was waiting there for her to return. Obviously, suffering from mental health issues and also homelessness, Mrs. Sprouse finally stopped and offered him some help. Since taking action back in December is when she took action, Heidi. Mrs. Sprouse has managed to get Mr. Hubbard into a mental health clinic, helped him get off the streets, and he's even helped give him a job in her business's kitchen. You can read the full story online. It's a very inspiring video at our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. I think that's really kind of cool, and it's kind of sad that this guy's been standing there for 4 years. No, 3 years. Full 3 years. And he's 32 years old, and that was the last place he saw his mother, and he was thinking that maybe she'll come back. That's really sad.
I think we've actually talked about that before,
Have
but
we
it
really?
is very sad. Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm very, very serious.
I am losing my mind. But I'm going to stand here for 3 years.
But it is sad. I
you
agree.
can-
It's very sad.
Will you help me get the help that he got? Are you serious? Or you're kidding me that I told...
No, honey, we talked about
Have
this.
we really?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to post it again. It's at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.
Time now for a bonus break on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a special guest joining us right now to talk about something cool that's coming up this month, National Camping Month, and we're going to be visiting with Nicole Williams with Keystone Meats. Nicole, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, John?
Fantastic. Hard to believe it's June already. How did that happen? We just turned the page and now it's a whole new month.
This year is flying by, isn't it?
It is. And that's one more reason that I think we all need to slow down just a tiny bit and maybe go camping and have some fun out in the great outdoors, right?
Absolutely.
And this is
Get
the
away
month
from
to
all
do
the
it.
technology. Yep, exactly.
June, National Camping Month. How long has June been National Camping Month? Is this something that's been around for a long time?
It really has many, many years, but with all these holidays, it's just time to remind people to get back to, like you said, just connecting with each other and friends and family. So
Very cool. So let's talk about some fun facts about camping. So people who maybe haven't gone camping before might get inspired and say, you know what? Because that Nicole Williams lady said it was cool, I'm going to go camping this year.
Yeah, it's just a time to reconnect and have fun. You can do a campfire, just socialize and talk to each other, put the technology away, put the cell phones down, go on a hike, you can go swimming, canoeing, so many fun activities. You can play cornhole with each other, have balloon fights and card games. And did you know, John, that about 40 million people go camping every year?
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. So what else do we have here? You can count the number of cricket chirps you hear in 14 seconds and multiply it by 40, and that's the outside temperature. How about that?
Is it really?
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that. I'm going to have to... so what was that? You got to tell me again. Say it one more time. I'm going to write it down here.
So if you count the number of cricket chirps you hear within 14 seconds,
Okay.
and then you multiply it by 40,
Okay.
that's the temperature outside.
No kidding. See, I'm going to...
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's cool. See, kids, this is what we had before we had smartphones. We just had cool stuff like that. And now everybody listening is going to try that. They're going to go out tonight and listen for crickets.
I hope so. You know what? I'm going to try it because I found that fact, and I need to try it myself. So I think it's real. I thought it was really fun to share.
That's really cool. Again, June is National Camping Month. So since it's June and, this is the month, we should probably start planning our camping. And when you go camping, you don't necessarily have to be roughing it, like sleeping on a hard surface and sleeping in a little tent. You can take a camper too, right? That still counts?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it still counts, sure. And, you want to be comfortable, so you got to bring along, if you don't have a camper, you can bring along some tents, some air mattresses, so you don't have to sleep on the ground, campfire items like firewood, matches, lighters, so that you can do those s'mores that everybody loves, music and chairs and flashlights. But you do want to bring along some pots and pans and some utensils for some good cooking. And Keystone Meats is great for meals while you're camping.
And the thing that's nice about that is you can take Keystone Meats, since it's canned meat, you don't have to leave it in a refrigerator. You don't have to worry about it getting bad while you're out on the camp.
Exactly. And it's already pre-cooked in the can for you with just two simple ingredients, just the meat and the sea salt. So it's pre-cooked, and all you have to do is heat it up. So you can put it in a pot, add some barbecue sauce, warm it up over the fire, bring some buns, and you have some really great, like pulled beef or pulled pork sandwiches, or even, pulled chicken, or put some buffalo sauce in there if you like it a little hotter. But yeah, it's already cooked for you. Just have to heat it up. It takes a few minutes, and it's really tasty and delicious.
I'll give you my simple recipe that I think is really good. And we just had relatives over this last weekend, and I cracked out my simple recipe and impressed everybody. They thought I spent hours working on this, Nicole, and maybe I shouldn't admit it. It took me like a minute. But I
know, right?
Keystone Meat has, you guys have a canned chicken. So I took 1 can of chicken and a half a pack of a taco mix and mixed that together with a little bit of cheese, and I had nachos, and they thought I spent hours working on it. But I was like, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
I slaved
like a queso
away.
dip?
I knew you guys were coming. I slaved away on this. You're worth it.
That's awesome.
It was really
like
good.
A queso dip, John?
Yeah. It was like cheese and taco seasoning and chicken. And it's really simple, and it's really good.
Yeah, there's so many easy, delicious recipes you can make. And like you said, people think you really spend a lot of time over it, but it takes maybe 10 minutes. It's awesome.
Absolutely. Now, on your website, can folks find more recipes as well?
Oh, absolutely. You sure can.
And what is the website if they're looking for that?
KeystoneMeats.com. Pretty simple. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. Our Pinterest board has tons of recipes. So, you can go there and check it out. It's at Keystone Meats on all the social media channels. And we share recipes all the time, so you can feel free to check those out. They're great. They're easy. They're delicious. So, you can check them out on all those sites.
Awesome. And if folks have a fun recipe that they've concocted utilizing Keystone Meats, is there a place they can share that with you as well?
Oh, you betcha. You can share that on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We have lots of contests all the time that they can submit and win a full year of Keystone products. So it's really great. They should go there and check it out. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Nicole, thank you so much for taking time to chat with us about National Camping Month. Now you got me in the mood to count cricket chirps, so I'm going to have to do that tonight.
You let me know.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it too.
I'll be checking that. And then we'll have to maybe create an app to see if that's accurate, and you can somehow, I don't know, have a cricket chirp counting app. I don't know. Maybe not.
There you go. I think you should do that.
Again, Nicole Williams with Keystone Meats. And you can find Keystone Meats at Walmart. And you can also, if you don't see it at your local grocer, be sure to ask them about it. It's really good stuff. Again, Keystone Meats, they've got different kinds of meat in a can. I've had the beef and I've had the chicken, but I know there's also pork. Is there other kinds as well besides those three, or is it those three?
Yeah, there's turkey.
Oh, turkey.
There's beef. There's ground beef. Like you said, pork and regular beef as well.
Well, very good. I've tried two. I'll have to expand my horizons and try some of the others now.
Yeah, they're really great. Try them all.
And if you're going to go camping, it's a great way to take meat with you camping, because if you take meat the other way, you just take raw meat. If it, what happens if your ice melts and everything gets warm? Now you don't have meat. So that's a bad way to take meat camping. Again, National Camping Month is the month of June. So get on out there and have some fun and bring Keystone Meats with you. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.